this is Ginger from stampingthecape.com, and I just wanted to show you a cute little treat package that I made. It's going to be, my stamp club will be making it this month, and it's actually holding a little mini s'mores kit. And it is so warm in my craft room that I had to actually put this in the refrigerator because I came up earlier and it was all melted. So I might be able to make these right in my craft room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I made this. And what I'm starting with is this is sort of, I guess you'd call it a natural paper sandwich bag, snack bag. This is what they are. I got them in my local grocery store, and they don't have any wax on them, so you can actually stamp on them, so that makes it kind of neat. So that's what we're going to do first, and I'm using the Balloon Celebrations stamp set. We're going to be using this little image here, which I came to the realization, I think that is one of those dandelions when you get all the little fuzzy stuff and you used to blow them when you were a kid, because you've got these little sprigs, and I think that's what those are as well. And we're going to be using this sentiment, and I do something that probably is, you know, people get cringy about. I actually cut my sentiment. So I just wanted to come let us sit together, and we're going to do and eat cookies. So let's start by stamping this image on our bag, and I'm going to be using chocolate chip ink, and chocolate chip is one of those colors that sort of like our black, our archival black, where they're so rich they do take a little bit more time to dry. So I'm going to hit it with the my heat tool just to speed up the drying process so that we don't end up with any smudges. And I'm going to use this piece of paper just so I can stamp off up here. And we can stamp off there. Okay. So I'm going to hit the heat tool and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So what I've done is I've taken one of our 3x6 cello bags, and I've tucked the graham crackers and marshmallows. These are the flat ones that they sell this time of year, so you can easily make the s'mores. And I'm going to take some fast fuse and just run a little bit on the back and attach my Hershey bar just so it doesn't float around in the bag. And I learned a new trick with the fast fuse. I liked it, but it was having a difficult time keeping it rolling and whatnot. But what I saw was a video from one of our demonstrators in Australia who did a demonstration at one of the events where normally with your snail you want to hold it like this, but this finger here puts too much pressure on it. So what she said to do was not only you do this check off method, but hold it on the side, and it works so much better. I have no problem using it, and it doesn't jam up anymore. It's awesome, so I'm really excited about that. And we're going to use it on the bag. So what we're going to do is, these bags happen to have these little pockets right here, but I'm going to fold them back because that's about the size that I'm going to use that fits my little treats. And I'm going to run some fast fuse down the side here. And I'm going to tuck my goodies inside. Okay, and before I fold that back, I'm going to take the top and I'm going to fold it forward. And fold it forward again, and then I'll put some fast fuse up here just to give it a little bit extra. And now we can fold these sections over. First, crinkle, 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 and then we'll fold this back. So you get your little s'mores bundle. So I'm using the Very Vanilla thick baker's twine, and you need probably about a 36-inch piece for this. Let's see, one, two, it's about 36 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it here, and as I wrap it, I'm going to do this motion of like one on this side, one on this side, and then one down the middle. And actually I have a little more than I need, but that's okay. Let's make this one a little bit longer. And we'll just trim that out. So I'm gonna pull it underneath all the pieces of baker's twine, and I'm just going to tie a bow. I figured if somebody wants to take this off, that way if there was a knot there, it would make it a little more difficult. So I'm gonna tie a bow, all right? Here we go. Okay, let me trim that up. Come on. These are not paper snips, as you can see, so I'm gonna have to get my sewing scissors out that I use for just fabric. Our paper snips really are sharp. I have to get a pair up here. All right. So now we're going to do our little sentiment here. And as I said, what I've done is I will cut sometimes, especially the photopolymers. They're really easy to cut. So all I have to do is find where I put it. Oh, here it is, right there. Okay. So this is the whole stamp, and I just took a scissors to it. But because they're photopolymer, you can, stick them right together again and use it if you want the whole thing. And I was going to have our stampers at Stamp Club try to just ink up this area, but I thought, you know what, let me cut it because it'll be that much easier to stamp. So I'm going to bring in my little foam pad. This is one of our minis that we had ages ago, and my big ones are down in my crafting area where my stampers come, but I just use this one. So I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White, and we're sort of taking this little cloud, I guess you would call it, image. It's a little background image. And I'm going to stamp it in crumb cake, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off. I really want, I don't know if you can see this, it's a really, really light, oh gee, I got ink all over, well, there's that one ruined. I got a really light image of the crumb cake, just for a little background interest and give you a inkling of what's inside. And I was going to change my paper to Very Vanilla, but I thought, well, the marshmallow is white, and the crackers are sort of the crumb cake color, and then, of course, you have the candy bar. So I said that sort of represents the colors much better. So I'm going to stamp that very light crumb cake, and as I said, I've inked it up and stamped off. And then I'm going to do the Come Let Us Sit Together, and this is a 1 1/4 by 3-inch piece, and I made it that way because I'm going to be using an oval die to cut this out, and I wanted to force myself to work within that area. So I figured if it was too big, I might, overdo it. So I'm going to stamp it within that background, and then we want the and eat cookies. I should have done this before. I thought I had these out. Sorry about that. Okay. And I'm using chocolate chip for this. So I'm going to kind of tuck that in pretty close to make sure it fits. Okay. So let's close my ink pads. And let's bring the Big Shot up so we can cut that out. Okay, so I'm using the second smallest oval. Don't mind the arrows. That was for another project I was doing. So I'm going to use the second smallest oval, and we're going to cut that right out. And it would be easier if you used your magnetic platform, but as I said before, I keep that one downstairs where my stampers are, and I'm just too lazy to go downstairs and get it. So, okay. So there we go. Get this out of the way. All right, and then I'm going to stamp punch this is a 1 3/8 circle punch. So we're going to cut. I don't know why I keep saying stamp. Punch that out, and then I'm using the Pretty Label punch just to punch this background. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to just attach the crumb cake piece to the label. Okay, and then I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this. And they were just here. Oh, golly. There they are. My room is a total disarray. I'm getting ready for a yard free this weekend. I'm getting rid of stuff. I need space, and I'm giving away tons of stuff, old punches and stamps from other companies before I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and household items and whatnot. My son came by to help me bring some big things up, and then he ends up taking them, so. But anyways, so let me see, put that on there. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on either side of the string. And we'll just attach that there. So there you go. And I'm really done. I'm going to have to redo this one because that looks horrible on my fingerprints. But there you go. There's a little treat package, and you could put these in a cute little basket or something, and folks could make them at your next party by the fire outside if you have one of those lovely fire pits. So I hope you enjoyed that. And the link for these bags it's on my blog, and there are a couple other projects from Stamp Club if you're watching this on YouTube. So jump on over to stampingthecape.com. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.